Jolie Gabrielle here, and I am running just a little bit ahead of schedule. It's nice to be that way. I said that I was going to go over this book, which is called The Amazing Power of Deliberate Intent by Esther and Jerry Hicks, and they are the teachings of Abraham. And I wanted to go through this, and you might ask why would you waste your time doing that? Well, this is kind of my job and my career. I'm an energy healer, clairvoyant, and medical intuitive, and I really love helping people deal with their strong emotions in real time by building a unique skill set so they can move themselves out of darkness and into light. And that is something that really allows for our lives to change drastically when we allow for ourselves to take the time to get out of denial about how we're behaving, but also simultaneously take back our power and realize that what we think and how we feel about ourselves, excuse me, can really affect change in our lives. So Esther is a human female who's channeling Abraham energy, and Abraham comes in as a they, right? So channeling is something that I learned that we can do. I went to Clear Sight, and my teacher was the Reverend Judy Nelson. I think now she teaches at True Insight in El Segundo, but she always taught me that, you know what, channeling is great, but what's best is if you ask for that energy to speak to your higher self. No energy should really be entering into your energy field, your aura layer. Any type of entity or energy or spirit will be talking to your higher self, because it's not wanting to scare you or freak you out or traumatize you. It's more of an experience of light. So it's going to be something you want to open yourself up to, and it feels good. Excuse me, I seem to have a runny nose. So please, it's like you get on camera and my nose is itching. It's right. It's just this weird thing, but hopefully I'll work it out as I remain persistent with this. All right, keep moving. They are considered a non-physical energy. And then they want her interpretation of them to be uncluttered. So she doesn't read or really seek others' opinions on the matter because they want her interpretations clear. So there's no unconscious information coming through and messing up whatever it is that Abraham tells her to tell us. This is pretty fascinating, isn't it? But let's think, if thoughts become things, this is, I guess, a manual of deliberate intent. Now, I also learned that the road to hell was paved with good intentions, and that intent is great, but action is better. So I like to say deliberate creation, and I'm also running through this as a pilot, so it's going to be really good for me to really get familiar with it so I can start building a, I guess, class around this, right? This is nice. Deliberate intent, right? We should also look up, what does intent mean? It means that you intend to do something, but it's just still sitting in here or in the body. It hasn't become or been made manifest yet. That's our job. So this is paving the way for us to really focus and concentrate on clearing out our thoughts, making them positive, so the universe, we can flow with it, and it can just take us where, you know, our highest good is. It's beautiful. So we all have access. She's just connected fully with it. So we all have access to Abraham, but through Esther and her life that she's lived, she has gained more access to Abraham energy than most average person. So she's no longer influenced by what goes on outside. She can feel if it's resonating or not. So after a while, she says that she was able to begin to read other people and her peers' work because she could tell whether or not it resonated. So that's good. So the format of her seminars are usually questions and answers so that the energy expands. So she speaks of this energy as once being applied, Abraham's suggestions of how to access the non-physical, the 4D and the 5D. And if you watch Elevated Planet, that's my Sunday show with John and I do a meditation. This last Sunday, we went through the dimensions. So check that out. It's a very powerful energy that we're able to tap into. And when we get into that 4D and that 5D, that's really like masterful energy that helps us to then live our lives, and we really are in the flow. So it creates amazing results. So Abraham's suggestions of how to access the non-physical is being able to positively create one's own reality, right? So now we move into chapter 1. That was just the preface. So this is titled A New Way of Looking at Life. And in this chapter, in the beginning, she talks about, or Abraham, they talk about all things are expanding and improving. And I believe that to be so. Therefore, we are always getting better. We are always getting better. You know, everything around us. We need to believe that, because things are always expanding and improving and energy is constantly transmuting. The thought process of always getting better and life is always improving is a real cornerstone of beginning to manifest. That's kind of like the base, the foundation of manifestation, is just believing in the possibilities that 0-point energy exists and can be utilized. And this is our default programming. And this is truly our default programming. It's just that through our education and all of that, now we're kind of contaminated. So it's up to us to dig down deep, clean out all the detritus that we've been taught that doesn't resonate, and get down with the fact that this is our default programming, constantly improving, constantly expanding for good. So anything to the contrary isn't yours. It was given to you. So get rid of it. Our role is to eternally expand. So we are totally significant. You are significant. I am significant. And each day, moving closer to having that confidence in who you are. I deserve to be here. My voice deserves to be heard, but in the highest and best way. The first person that needs to hear it is you. We work with ourselves first and foremost. Get out of our own way. And you know when you are ready for some more is when you're caring about other people, when your care and concern goes up, when you feel the need to be of service, when you're doing things not for the satisfaction of getting paid, but for the satisfaction of knowing that you helped someone, or that you made someone's life better or easier. That's the good stuff right there. So although God may or may not exist based on the myriad of beliefs that are out there, in our world today, the power of the human mind and human thought is just incredible. That is a machine of manifestation, what we think. So we have a person here who has channeled energy from the divine, and she's saying the same things. Thoughts become things. What you think and how you feel about yourself and how you look at life, your perspective, is going to be the building blocks of a good or not so good life. So let's continue. We are not separate from non-physical, but an extension of it. So summon the non-physical onward to where you are. Manifestation is just an expansion of the divine. So the more the goodness that you have, the more that you honor yourself and your experiences on this planet, the closer you probably will get to getting to where you want to go. So your every preference is heard and answered. So the universe hears you. It hears your preference and it answers it. So when we're thinking negatively, we can best believe we're having negative experiences, constantly complaining, finding what is wrong with the situation, which is what we're taught. You're going to keep finding things wrong. But the moment that you pivot into joy and bliss and say, you know what, that's a beautiful dress, or you know what, that painting, yeah, but it's still beautiful. The creativity was there. And you look and you find that person in there, the beauty that is them in their work. That is when you're really hitting the rubber meets the road when it comes to positive thoughts. When you can get into the flow of loving yourself and seeing that love or seeing that beauty in someone else and celebrating that, and then it comes back to you and you see that's how it works. But once we're complaining and we're putting that out there, then that gives everybody else the right, well, I want to tell you what I don't like, and then and then that's another loop. So when you get in that loop of complaining, let's try to think about the opposite of that. You know, like you'll say, oh my gosh, you'll hear people say, oh, I can't afford that, or oh, I'm broke. Why don't you think about, wow, one day, that is something I'm working towards. That's amazing. That's there for me, right? That's a whole different way of looking at that than actually repelling it from you. So she talks about this, and she says, believe no matter what, once you ask, that it is given to you. So as this simple process of exposure to experience, consciousness, then clarifies personal preferences, this then creates a vibrational summoning into motion that causes the eternal expansion of the universe. You are a powerful leading edge creator. So this is one of the, what do you call it, headings within the chapter 1. And it says, we are leaders in thought, experience, and expansion. And we are powerful creators riding a significant wave of expansion. We just need to return to our conscious awareness. So basically, even when you're sitting there thinking and you're thinking about nothing, your subconscious mind is doing something. It's working. It is processing. It is programming. And the beautiful thing about that is it's creating your present experience. So that's why meditation, we want to sit in that sometimes, because it's creating our conscious experience. So what's on the screen? What's in the subconscious mind? Because the subconscious mind is a hard drive. The conscious mind is just the monitor. So really getting into that subconscious mind, I talk about binaural beats, journaling, meditation. These things can really help to reprogram the conscious mind. But more than anything, noticing when you are going down that road and be like, whoa, wait a second now. Let me stop. Let me take my temperature check. Where are my thoughts? And where am I going? This is always a good question to ask yourself. Where am I at? And where am I going? Is this going to get me where I want to go? If the answer is no, then we pivot on to chapter 2. And the title of this chapter is Life on Planet Earth Continues to Get Better, right? So each living generation benefits from the generations before it and their experiences. This is more powerful than we think, and this is very true because we have DNA that speaks to being, certain traits being passed down. Like even when a child is adopted by another family and meets their birth family, there's some mannerisms and, not only just physical characteristics, but personality characteristics that have come through. They came through the DNA, right? Because that person wasn't around their family. So that's very interesting. The power of energy. Due to the law of attraction, let's slow down now, that which is like unto itself is drawn. So when you are happy and joyful and feeling a state of bliss, and when you are abundant in your speech and in the way in which you move, abundance is attracted to you because it recognizes its own frequency and vibration. Beautiful, right? So focused asking of past generations are where the present blessings come from. So the prayers of our ancestors are being answered with us today. So please pay that forward and continue to pray for your progeny and for those that come after you in your family line so that the universe can continue to have that energy of abundance and wellness and connection upon them. And so that positive, we can, maybe not us. I believe we can get to unspeakable beauty, but at least we could pave the way for those that come behind us, right? There's so much going on in the world that is kind of depressing. So this is the best time more than ever to be in a good mood and up level. I understand what's going on in the world. There's false flags, maybe Project Bluebeam is going on, but you know what? You are you, and try not to get distracted by all of the other things that are going on in this world and focus on creating wellness in your life, abundance in your life, and connecting to those that are like-minded and can help you improve and up-level your environment. That's it. That focus right there is going to keep you out of all of that nonsense. So, living of the contrast. Now, going into this, she speaks of the contrast. This for me was even a little challenging, but maybe together we can understand it a little better. So, living of the contrast causes a focusing of desire, calls forth that creative energy of the universe, and this causes life to evolve. So, this living of the contrast equals the asking or desire which summons the energy of life. There is great satisfaction in deliberate creation. Deliberate creation is the practice of focusing intentionally and towards specific personal creation, once again proving we become our thoughts. The art of allowing your deliberate intent. About much more than happy outcomes and improved conditions. Deliberate creation is about allowing your own personal connection with the stream of well-being and with all you consider to be good. Okay, so deliberate creation, this is on page 6 if you want to know. Deliberate creation is about allowing your own personal connection with the stream of well-being and with all you consider to be good. Allowing your own personal connection. So that word allowing is just, it's another way of saying creating to me with the stream of well-being. So tapping into that stream of well-being. So if you're feeling sick and ill, take a moment to tap into the stream of well-being. And people think, well, what is the stream? It's very simple. I've learned in my skill. You go, I'm tapped into this to the stream of well-being. You close your eyes and you allow for spirit to bring pictures, energies, memories to you. And you work with those. And this is going to take you to the stream of well-being. It will get you there. All you have to do is believe, sit still, and connect, knowing that you have the power to ask and for it to be given to you. I would like to connect with the stream of well-being. You sit down, you do your work, you ground, pull your aura in, higher self above you, astral body, snap it in, and then now you're ready to get to work. Clean your chakras, be like, okay, stream of well-being. What does this look like? What does it feel like? How can I apply this in my life? Once you begin to ask these questions, the spirit begins to answer them. So sitting down in anxiety and worry and fear is counterintuitive to moving your life forward. But oftentimes we realize we don't have the tools. The tools are within you, that you have all of these spiritual components called your soul architecture that can help connect you to the divine. It's like picking up a phone. And then once you learn about that, the stream of well-being is right there for you. Because of our education system and the veils that have dropped, we believe that we don't have this power, but everything around us speaks to us having it. And so I just challenge you to really step into your power and your energy. If nothing else, spend 5 minutes a day, 3 times a day, seeing yourself where you want to be. Not even the steps, just saying, you want a beach house? Do you want to be standing in front of an audience, singing live? Do you want a business? Do you see yourself, making tortillas? Do you see yourself making shoes? Do you see yourself flying a plane? Whatever it is, you've got to sit in that energy for a period of time on a daily basis. And what you're doing is you're summoning that energy to you. But if you don't visit it, if you don't feel it, if you fail to believe that it exists for you, it will not. That's the bummer. Okay, now, the process is the crux of the journey of deliberate creation. So, Esther gives the example, or Abraham, they give the example of a vehicle. They say, step 1, feel the tug of dissatisfaction. Step 2, right? Dissatisfaction. I don't have, or I would like. Step 2 is the clarity of your personal preference. Being like, I'm here, but I want to be here. Step 3 is aligning with the ideas and details of the desired vehicle. Okay, so let's say that it's, for me, it's muscles and abdominals. I'm using that as an example because it's so pedestrian. I really want you to use your own. Kind of roll your eyes at me and go, you can use a better one. But I just want you to use your own. So aligning with the ideas and the details of the desired vehicle. So what I do is I sit down and I see my body a certain way, or I see this body part a certain way, right? And then step 4, you consciously witness the conspiring of forces and situations to accommodate the acquisition. Now, this is important because oftentimes in our lives, people are there and sometimes they don't even realize it. So consciously they're sabotaging us, being passive aggressive, saying things that plant seeds of doubt, judgment, labeling, all that stuff. And people are doing that to sort of, the spirit is saying, do you really want it? Do you really want it? Do you really want it? And so once you can visualize, instead of people sabotaging you, getting in the way or being jealous, people celebrating you, the universe conspiring to take you where you want to go. So sometimes you could see that in your meditation as like a magic carpet ride. You could see all these people helping you stitch this magic carpet, right? Your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, your coworkers, all of them. And with no ulterior motive, no hate, none of that. They are going to put the best of themselves into this magic carpet. And then you get on it and you float away to where it is that you want to go, or to your goal. So this is another meditation that you can use. You see your people stitching together this beautiful cloth for you that takes you there, or putting together a plane, or whatever it is, a vehicle that gets you to where you want to go. It's really a beautiful thing, because then in the flip side of that, you can also imagine yourself creating a vehicle for those that you love to get to where they want to go. And you see, now we're creating a different type of loop, deliberately creating a situation and a environment that is one of support, is one of love, and you're summoning that energy to you. So that's another meditation, is that not only do you see people making your magic vehicle or carpet or whatever, but you also see yourself making it for them. So a practice is to focus with clarity on the end goal in your meditation. See with clarity what you want and hold that vision throughout the day. Ask to align with that frequency and vibration. Ask and it is given. Always remember that, but we don't open our mouth. And when we do, we're not specific. And let's also, when we pray for ourselves actively, let's make sure we add in those that we love. Let's make sure that we wish wellness, we wish prosperity, we wish all of the good connections that people need for themselves to get to where they want to go. That's so important, because if we talk about us wanting to manifest, it is on every aspect, meaning we want others to manifest as well. So we want to see them manifesting, so our manifestations are even more divine and more beautiful. And it's not that we want something in return. It's just that that's the energy of manifestation. We don't just want to manifest for us. It's got to kind of be contagious. That's the beauty of love and all of these things, because we're all interconnected. All right, so stay with this daily. You want to stay with this daily. Feel what it would feel like to be behind the wheel, to wash your car. Or for me, feel what it feels like to have these muscles, or for me to run or wear high heels, like to rehab myself enough to where I could actually sprint, or wear like 6-inch heels or whatever. Like, I can't do that anymore because I don't know why. My back is just whacked out. So here I am, taking responsibility and accountability to undo whatever damage was done. I did it to myself, so I got to undo it. All right. So immerse yourself periodically in the energy of this newness. Now, we used a vehicle. I could use my body or my skin suit if I want to, my spirit, your home, whatever it is. Dream big. Don't just do one thing. I know I use my little pedestrian examples, but I really want you to dream big. It's with you. This world is here for you. And like I said, the sweet spot is 5 to 30 minutes 3 times a day to be feeling this energy, especially for those of you who commute or drive. In your car is a great place to do it. And don't, if you're in a car by yourself, speak out loud, say these things, put them out in the universe. All right, the importance of having a deliberate intent of the end result, and at the same time attending to the balance of your energy along the way. So this is important. So you have that vision, but you also got to constantly maintain a certain energy. So when those negative thoughts and those strong emotions come in, you got to know what to do with them so that you can stay the course towards that. You got to become more aware of your energy. and what you're thinking. And then once you become more aware of that, then you can begin to change it, and to, I guess, transmute it into something better. So this book seeks to help us enjoy the steps on the path towards our goals, helping us live an ongoing journey of joy rather than one of experiencing long dry spells between occasional moments of fleeting satisfaction. So we're really moving towards the goal here. So that was the first 2 chapters, and we're almost at 30 minutes. I did the preface and the first 2 chapters of this, and that even the ancients and all these greats are saying, look, mind your thoughts, focus in on what you're thinking throughout the day. What are your intentions when you're doing certain things? Pay attention to those. Every little detail of your energy field matters. And so take the time to mind that so that your base level is one of at least amusement, joy, laughter, or at least, if nothing else, a good mood, peace, because we need that. I need that. You need that. And I want to create more of that for you and for me. And as Esther and Abraham they say, the world, the universe, you, all of us are constantly improving and expanding. So let's really take hold of that and empower ourselves by clearing out those negative thoughts we have about ourselves, clearing out the past, letting go of judgments and labels, and really focusing on leading ourselves into that joy and unspeakable beauty. My name is Jolie Gabrielle. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll be back with chapter 3 and beyond of the book, The Amazing Power of Deliberate Creation by Esther and Jerry Hicks. And then it says the teachings of Abraham. And these people, these entities, these energies are here to really help us be our best selves. And I'm really excited and honored to be doing this work. So I hope you'll continue to join me on this journey. Thank you so much, and have a great holiday season.